just west of the Strip here, right behind New York, New York. We head inside to T-Mobile Arena, where the Vegas Golden Knights will host the Seattle Kraken. Pacific Division Showdown here in Sin City. Sit back and enjoy this one as we are underway here from Vegas. Matty Beniers tried to fire a quick shot in there, taken away from behind by Jack Eichel, and we are underway. Seattle gains it back as Vegas tried to move it into the zone, and now they will, with Eichel going up the seam, and what a stop! Joey Decord with a great save to begin this game. Eberle able to drag his foot, stay on sides, comes into the Vegas zone. So already an incredible stop by Seattle, Joey Decord, and now Eichel dangles his way into the slot and taken away from Vegas by Adam Larson. And now here comes Seattle. Eberle gets crunched along the boards. Battle for it here at the Seattle blue line. Floats to Capo Caco in neutral ice, and Seattle will bring it up on the attack. Eberle gets tripped, penalty called early. Man advantage here for the Kraken, just a minute and a half in. It's Noah Hannafin who gets called for the trip on Eberle. And there it is right there. He was going for the puck and just takes the skate out right from under Jordan Eberle. So an early man advantage here for the Kraken on the road here in Vegas. Face-off controlled by Seattle. Up top, Evans blocked out in front by Luzon. And he clears the zone here for Vegas. Race for the puck. Riker Evans gets there for the Kraken. Second unit in for Seattle. Catton will bring it up ahead. Kakko with a little bit of a bobble. Gets pinned against the wall. And now here comes Vegas shorthanded up ahead. Marner. Marner couldn't get a clean shot off, and it floats right past the net. Jared McCann up ahead. Capo Caco working it down low. Centering pass intercepted by Marner. Vegas clears. Just over a minute to go on the penalty. Gaudreau brings it up for Seattle. Into the slot. Fires. Saved by Hill. Comes into the corner. Luzon gets there, and Vegas clears again. So an early man advantage here for the Kraken. Just got 45 more seconds on the penalty. Ty Cartier dangles to the outside. Looking for a centering pass. Good stick by Korsak on his way in. And here comes Vegas shorthanded up ahead. Hurdle sends it in deep. Wraps around to the near side. A little bit of a bobble. Luzon on the point, taken away by Cartier. Up top, Gaudreau. Vegas changes as Cartier brings it up. Gaudreau bobbles into the slot. Loose puck controlled by Vegas. Rofiev sends it in deep, and the penalty will expire. Vegas kills off the first power play. Rofiev wraparound try. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Catton with a good stick on the try. Still behind the net. Out in front. Off the blocker of Decord. Howden now in the slot. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Loose puck controlled by Seattle, and they exit. Ty Cartier up ahead. Dangles back. Back behind the net, Cartier. Out in front, Gaudreau fires up a skate. Sits back in the trapezoid. Hutton and Gaudreau battle behind the net. Howden gets here for Vegas, and they will get it out of the zone. Here's Holtz. Holtz dangles. Drops it off. Kolasar shot. Gloved down by Joey Decord. No further play. Face-off here in the Seattle end. Beniers against Eichel, controlled by Vegas as he flings it into the corner. Mark Stone there, battling with Lindgren. Close back behind to Eichel. Out in front, Barbashev bobbles and takes it away. Still loose, and another great stop by Joey Decord. Four shots on goal already for Vegas, 5 minutes in. Face off in the Seattle end. Controlled by Vegas. Mark Stone has it poked away before he could get in. And here come the Kraken. Eberle dangles. Left wing circle. Takes it in, and he's denied. Back behind the net, Eberle. Out in front, errant pass controlled by the Golden Knights. Stone intercepted in center by Eberle. Catton turns back. Good poke check by Whitecloud. Back to Whitecloud, a bobble. Taking over is Seattle in center. Shane Wright, head of steam as it floats towards the net. Back behind, into the trapezoid. Kicks to the far half wall, controlled there by Stone. And Vegas gets it out. Here's Eichel. Barbashev now down the middle. Shielded by Fleury, good defense. And now Catton will bring it up here for the Kraken. He gets poked beautifully by Sissons. Sissons, left wing circle, looking for a center. Back behind the net, out in front, stopped by Joey Decord. Another shot on goal for Vegas. Face-off controlled by Vegas. Hannafin whiffed on that shot attempt as it floats into the corner, and Seattle gets there to turn it back. Jared McCann, first time we've said his name, as he tries to split defenders, takes it towards the slot, couldn't get a clean one off, and Vegas back the other way. Sissons centers to Hutton, downstairs, Colasar right on the doorstep, couldn't get it off. Now Reinhart flips it towards Decord, who finds the puck and stops play again. 12:53 to go on the opening period. Fast-paced start to this game, still scoreless here in Vegas. Face-off controlled by the Knights. Holtz couldn't get a clean shot off, right wing circle controlled by Seattle. Cartier feeds it in around the boards. That one went out of play. With 12:40 to go in the opening period. Face-off controlled by the Kraken in center. Winterton backtracks. And now they turn it over in neutral ice. Howden floats it in, taken away by Evans. Here's Winterton, who brings it in. Tried to center it to the inside. Good poke check on his way in. Here's Hannafin. Up ahead to Howden, who bobbles, and that results on offsides. Face-off in center, controlled by Vegas. Sad will bring it in. He fires off a skate out in front, goes wide of the net. And Seattle gets there. And here's Eli Tolvanen. Tolvanen dangled, surrounded by Knights. Tolvanen back behind the net. Gaudreau out in front. Stevenson back in to try, denied. Comes into the corner. Vegas gets there. And a battle for it on the near half wall. Seattle gets out. Stevenson back behind Tolvanen. Into the slot, intercepted by Megna, and here come the Golden Knights. 3-on-2. Megna bobbles into the slot. Fires, save. Joey Decord. Face-off controlled by Seattle. Vince Dunn up ahead. Dangles his way to the right. Dunn tried to center it. Good cutoff by Marner. Hurdle brings it up here for Vegas. Hurdle. Oh, big hit by Adam Larson. Looks to the corner. Dorofiev stays alive. Poked away. And it goes to the far half wall. Eberle there for the Kraken. Couple Vegas players in on the mix. And this one goes all the way out. It'll go all the way down behind the Vegas net. They'll have to reset. Zone off the wall. Dorofiev centers to Marner, taken away by Larson. Halfway through this opening period, scoreless here in Vegas. Turnover in center by Seattle. Back in come the Knights. They have to backtrack as a bobble there almost resulted in an offside. Stone gets hit by Beniers. And takeaway by Vince Dunn. Here's Matty Beniers. Up ahead for Seattle, floats it into the Vegas end. Hutton cross-ice pass to Hannafin. Hannafin down into the slot. Stone a shot off the blocker of Decord. Chandler Stevenson gets there for Seattle. Vince Dunn up ahead, Adam Larson. Now up top, Capo Kakko. Left wing circle, Kakko whiffed. Stone with a good play from behind. Colasar gets hit at the blue line, gets knocked over the bench. And an offside is the call on Seattle. Another face-off here in center after the offside, controlled by Vegas. Barbashev brings it in, working on Alexiak, who makes a good defensive play. Here's Catton. McCann gets hit at the top of the slot. Hanifin back the other way for the Golden Knights. Hanifin to Hutton. Now Dorofiev fires, blockered away by Joey DeCorn. Into the corner, Alexiak kicks it to Riker Evans. Jared McCann keeps it alive. Here's Shane Wright. Wright looking for a place to go. Back behind the net. Goes off the side of the goal, and Schmidt lays out to make the stop. 7:58 to go. Opening period. Still scoreless here in Vegas. Face off in the Vegas end. Controlled by the Knights. Ooh, nearly turned it over on the doorstep there, but they keep it alive and get out of the zone. They turn it over in center, though, as Lindgren has it for the Kraken. Now Cartier brings it back in for Seattle. Cartier centering pass, and that one never got through. This one goes off the side of the net. Vegas back the other way. Reinhart leading the charge. Reinhart gets cut off beautifully by Lindgren. Melanson feeds it in deep around the boards, allows for a change. Sissons up ahead here for Vegas. Head of steam. Sissons drops it off, and it goes out of the zone. Another offsides on Vegas. 6:54 to go in the opening period. Face off in center, controlled by Seattle. Watch out, nearly a turnover as it floats on net. Fleury gets back here for Seattle to get it out of harm's way, and now L.A. Tolvanen will bring it up ahead. Tolvanen tried to get off a shot. Good play from behind by Jack Eichel, and here comes Eichel. Shielded by Larson. Eichel gets cut off but beautifully by Adam Larson, and now a turnover. Eichel keeps it in. He's poked, and now Seattle turns back the other way. Tolvanen pinned along the boards. Eichel gets there again. To the near side, Stone, and that one floats out of the zone. A little bit of an errant passing opening period here for Vegas as Eichel floats it towards DeCord, who will just freeze it. 5:47 to go in the opening period. Face off in the Kraken end, controlled by Vegas. Into the slot, a tip try denied by DeCord as it goes into the corner. Now out in front, a backhanded try, stopped by DeCord again. 5.5 to go. And the 10th shot on goal for the Golden Knights in this opening period. Face off this time controlled by the Kraken. And they'll get it out of their zone with Capo Kakko. Working with Eberle. Kakko into the slot, floats back behind the net. Eberle pinned against the boards. And Sad takes it away here for Vegas. Penalty called, this one on Seattle. And they touch it. And we're getting a Vegas power play here with 5 minutes to go in the period. It's a slash on Jordan Eberle. Or interferences looks like what they're going to call. Interference on Jordan Eberle, power play here for the Golden Knights in a scoreless opening period. First power play of the night for the Golden Knights as Eichel fires off the draw, and Seattle clears the zone. The crowd back into it. Here's a turnover. Wright takes it up and fires, save, and it goes into the corner. Nearly a shorthanded try there for the Kraken. And now Vegas back the other way. Here's Hurdle leading it up ahead. Hurdle tried to send it to the inside. Good stick. He gets it back out in front. Denied by DeCorn. Into the corner. Hurdle back outside Eichel. Up top Hanifin. Dorofiev can't handle it. Kept in by Eichel. Hanifin fires. Tip try. And it never got through. Jared McCann has it for the Kraken. He brings it up ahead shorthanded. McCann floats it into the corner. 1 minute to go on the penalty. Hanifin and McCann battle for it along the half wall. Wright keeps it in for Seattle. Fires a shot blocked out in front. And Barbashev will clear the zone for Vegas. Bring it up ahead. Barbashev dangles, waits for help to come. Turns it over to McCann up top. As it floats back behind the Seattle net. Jamie Alexiak gets there for the Kraken. And they clear the zone again. White feeds it in. Under 30 seconds to go in the penalty. Sissons up ahead quickly. Head of steam up ahead, out in front, diving attempt denied by Joey DeCorn. 15 seconds to play on the power play. What a stop by Joey DeCorn. He's been a machine in this opening period. And look at this effort. Face-off in the Seattle end, 15 seconds on the penalty for Vegas. Seattle wins the face-off, they'll clear. Marner gets there, penalty about to expire here through neutral ice. Howden, Seattle back to full strength. Howden, centering pass, Barbashev denied by DeCorn, back behind the net. Seattle kills off the penalty. One-timer by Marner, denied off the blocker of Joey DeCorn. Back behind the net, Jordan Eberle gets there for the Kraken, and they'll get it out. So both teams 0 for 1 now on the penalty in this opening period. Stevenson back inside, Eberle denied by Schmidt, who gloves it down. .226 to go here in a scoreless opening period from Vegas. Knights win the draw. Reinhart will bring it through neutral ice. Reinhart gets cut off at the top of the slot, keeps it alive, and it's blocked down by DeCorn. Back behind the net, Lindgren. Now back to Fleury. Capocacco with it. Across the red line, turns it over. Magna backtracks at his own end, shielded by Beniers. Pinned against the wall, kicked up top, Seattle keeps it in. Catton turns it over now, he gets hammered after that pass attempt. Colasar drops it off, good cut off by Fleury. Good defense in this opening period for both teams as Catton whiffs on that shot attempt. Good poke check from behind by Colasar. Here's Whitecloud. He gets poked up top, keeps it alive. Whitecloud drops it off. Howden shot, score! Tipped in off of DeCorn, and Vegas breaks the ice. Just a little floater into the center, and that one got tipped, I believe, off the blocker of DeCorn. Take another look as Gaudreau is right in front of his own goaltender. And that one deflects in. And Vegas strikes first here at home. And it went off the pad of Joey DeCorn. And Vegas strikes first here with 1 minute to go in the opening period. So Vegas with a 1-0 lead here at home as the first period winds under a minute to go. Winterton gets there for the Kraken. They look to respond, but they turn it over. Holtz now fires up the goalpost, and a penalty called. It's on Seattle for a hold. And another power play here for the Golden Knights. It's Ty Cartier who pins him against the wall. So another power play here for Vegas that will carry over into the second period if Vegas doesn't score in the next 36 seconds. On net, Stone, what a stop by Joey DeCorn. 31 seconds to go in the period. Face-off controlled by Vegas. Hannafin into the slot off the glove of DeCorn. Rofiev battles behind the net, kicks it into the near half wall. Gaudreau gets there for the Kraken. Back behind the net now, Lindgren floats out to Melanson, and Seattle will clear the zone with under 10 seconds to go in the period. Melanson floats it in deep. Vegas gets to it with 2 seconds left. That'll do it for the opening period of play here in Vegas. 1-0 our score. Vegas strikes first here in the final minute of this first period. Power play on the other side for the Golden Knights. Start of the second period here in Sin City. The Golden Knights with a 1-0 lead. As we start the second period, minute 22 left on the power play. Here for Vegas, so they start with a man advantage, and they win the face-off. Stone taking off his stick as it floats on net. DeCourt kicks it away, and Stevenson clears for the Kraken. 1 minute to go in the penalty, just underway here in the second period. Good defense there by Gaudreau. Stone keeps it alive as Gaudreau hit the deck. Hurdle now, floats it to the goal line, and Alexiak gets there. He clears. Hard deflection off the wall into Eichel's grasp. And Vegas brings it back up. A bobble by Stone, keeps it in. Stone, Dorofiev, floats it into the corner. 30 seconds left. Lindgren gets there for the Kraken, pinned against the wall. Back behind the net. Alexiak flips it up and out. 20 seconds left on the power play. Vegas gets back to it. And maybe one final push here on the penalty. Hurdle brings it in, whipped into the slot, loose, controlled by Vegas, back in and tried by Stone, denied by DeCourt, and Seattle will get it out and kill off the penalty. McCann to Cartier out of the box. Cartier downstairs, McCann out in front, Gaudreau off the goalpost on the short side. Back behind the net, kicks over to the far half wall where Cartier gets there for the Kraken. Back behind the net, Cartier back up to the point, kept in by Larson. Cartier knocks Borgen down, a shot off the blocker, and it goes back behind the net. Schmidt finds it and stops play. Face off in the Vegas end, controlled by the Golden Knights. Intercept in center, Eberle denied on the shot in the slot. And now Vegas up ahead quickly. Colasar drops it off for Lazone. A long shot denied by DeCourt as it floats into the corner. Matty Beniers gets there here for Seattle. Kakko loses it trying to get it out. He gets it back and now gets it out to Jordan Eberle. Eberle up ahead, dangles back, drops it off. Kakko can't handle it. And here come the Golden Knights. Sissons, 3-on-2 opportunity. Sissons can't handle it. And now here comes Seattle. Jailbreak. Winterton is in, and he is denied by Schmidt. Right on the doorstep, and Winterton can't finish. Face off in the Vegas end after the best chance Seattle has had in this game. Vegas up ahead with Holtz. Cut off by Catton. Catton gets pinned along the boards, but feeds it up to McCann. 3-on-2 opportunity. McCann. Wright can't handle it. Good defense by Whitecloud. Errant pass goes all the way back. This will be icing here on Vegas. Face off in the Vegas end, 16:21 to go in the period. 1-0 Vegas has the lead, and they win the face-off here. Intercept by Wright, turns back for Seattle, back behind the net, Catton. Inside, errant pass, controlled by Whitecloud. McCann gets it back. Back up top, the one-timer blocked out in front. Rebound, McCann couldn't get it off. And good defense by Vegas to prevent danger there. Saad brings it back. Here's Holtz out in front. Whitecloud shot blocked down by DeCourt. Into the corner it comes. Catton gets there for Seattle. Wraps around his own net. Watch out. Eichel nearly had it on the doorstep. Gaudreau gets hit along the boards. Turns it over. Saad on the point. Floats out of the zone. Good recovery there by Gaudreau. Whitecloud feeds it in. Evans gets hit as it floats on net. And DeCourt keeps it up for a moment, and he stops that one. Wow. Face off in the Seattle end, controlled by Vegas. On the attack, right wing circle, they turn it over. And Seattle exits the zone. Here's Cartier, who picks up the loose change and floats it in deep. Hannafin gets there, cut off by Cartier, keeps it alive out in front. Denied, goes back behind the net. Melanson, wraparound try, blocked out in front. Barbashev gets there for Vegas. Hannafin now through center, up ahead to Stone. Stone fires, stick to side by DeCord. And Fleury gets the loose change. Cartier turns back here for Seattle. Up top, Melanson hit hard on his way in. Big hit delivered by Mitch Marner. On the near side, inside hurdle. One-timer denied, score! On the deflection! And it's 2-0 Vegas. Mitch Marner did it all on that turn. The big hit by Vegas results in the Marner goal. DeCord got a piece of it, but it floats in. And Vegas takes a 2-0 lead here at home. DeCord just could not keep his footing. And it's 2-0 for the Golden Knights at the 6:17 mark in the second period. Tried to feed it up ahead to Eberle. They turn it over. Now a turnover back the other way. Kakko fires, blocked down. Vegas gets it and feeds it out. This will be icing. Face-off controlled by Vegas as it goes into the slot. Now they exit the zone. Here's Reinhart. Looking for a friend. Reinhart drops it off. Sissons keeps it in and fires, and it's saved by Joey DeCord. 12:58 to go in the second period. Vegas out shooting by Seattle by 13 shots on goal, and they have a 2-0 lead. Face-off control by the Kraken in their own end. Stevenson intercepted at the red line by Reinhart. Turns back for Vegas. Reinhart drops it off. Kolasar can't handle it. Bobbled in the slot, and Seattle turns back. Chandler Stevenson. Stevenson tried to get around one defender, and Vegas turns back the other way. Howden pestered by Larson, and it exits the zone. Vegas has to resend. He's pinned along the boards. Floats back into the Golden Knights end of the ice. Off the wall, Reinhart waiting for his help to come. Sad tried to sneak his way into the slot there, cut off by Adam Larson. Here's Eeli Tolvanen, fires a long shot save as it deflects into the corner. And Vegas will get it immediately out of the zone, and now up ahead, Mark Stone. Stone drops it off, Barbashev fires, saved, rebound. Controlled by Saad for a moment, now Larson clears. 3-on-2 opportunity, Vegas gets back quickly as Eberle feeds it in deep. Megna gets there here for the Golden Knights. Up ahead, Stone. Now Saad will bring it in. Larson with a good cutoff there. And here come the Kraken. Kakko. Inside, bobbled and intercepted by Vegas. Seattle just cannot keep offensive zone time alive. Sissons floats it towards DeCord, kicks it down, pokes it away into the corner. Back behind the net, Sissons. Up top, Whitecloud. Whitecloud inside. Shot denied by DeCord. Goes into the corner. Howden bobbles, Lindgren takes it away, and Seattle exits the zone. Shane Wright up ahead, drops it off, gets it back and fires a shot saved. Evans now on the doorstep, Kakko. Lindgren floats it inside, intercepted by Vegas, and they'll exit the zone again halfway through the period. Howden tried to get around Winterton. They keep it alive, and the court says no on that one. Holtz now back behind the net, one-timer denied by Joey DeCord. 9:40 to go in the period. Face-off control by Vegas, right on the doorstep. The tip try out in front never got through. And here comes Fleury for Seattle. Drops it off, errant pass, comes out, jailbreak opportunity. Mitch Marner, denied by DeCord. Gets it back, and an errant pass goes out the other side. Jailbreak opportunity for Mitch Marner, who is looking for his second goal of the game, and Joey DeCord holds his ground. Vegas turns it over in center for a moment, pinned along the boards in front of the Vegas bench. Vegas turns it over. Seattle back into neutral ice. And Wright will bring it in. Wright flings it, save. Hutton with the rebound. Dorofiev changes direction, back to the outside. Inside Marner goes right through the crease. Back into the corner, Hurdle brings it in, fires, save. Joey Decord. 8:07 to go, and Joey Decord needs some help out there. If you're a Kraken fan, his team is not helping him out at all. Joey Decord doing his best to keep Seattle in this one. They need to try to put some pressure on the other side. Vegas keeps it in. Luzon fires a long shot, tipped out in front, goes into the corner. And Seattle will get it out. Jordan Eberle. Looks to the near side. Eberle back behind, way up top. Alexiak keeps it in, and it's denied off the blocker back behind the net. Beniers can't handle it. Turned over out in front. Eberle whiffed, gets knocked down, and Hurdle turns back for Vegas. Up top, Dorofiev. Into the corner, cut off by Alexiak. And out to Eberle. Jordan Eberle. Centering pass, Beniers blocked out in front. Never got through. And Vegas turns back again. Under 7 minutes to go in the second. 2-0 Golden Knights. Barbashev off a blocker of Larson, who blocks it away. Cartier flips it up and out of the zone, just out of harm's way for a moment. Barbashev keeps it alive. Now they turn it over. Matty Beniers. He gets hit along the boards. Feeds up Cartier. Cartier drops it off. Dunn flips it and saved by Schmidt. No further play. Here's that shot blocked by Adam Larson. Took it right off the knee. And that one stung. .6:16 to go in the period. Seattle trying to come through. And they win the faceoff here. Dunn. Pestered, turns it over. Here's Stone. Another jailbreak opportunity. Stone! Denied by Decord. Another great save by Joey Decord. 5:59 to go in the period. And Joey Decord doing his best to keep Seattle in this game. He has had a ton of tremendous stops and a couple jailbreak opportunities in the period now for the Vegas Golden Knights. Face-off control by Vegas. Hutton works in. Denied by Decord. The rebound goes right through the crease. Goes back up top. Vegas keeps it in. Tipped in! Hannafin sent it in, and it's Jack Eichel to make it 3-0. Vegas. They have been on the attack for most of this game. Beautiful redirect out in front. And Jack Eichel makes it 3-0 for the Golden Knights. Right between the legs of Joey Decord. And it's 3-0 Vegas. Here's a turnover in center. Tolvanen brings it in. Out in front. Denied out in front. Rebound. Denied. Kicked away by Schmidt. Tolvanen now. Gaudreau circles back. Fleury off a body out in front. He broke his stick. And it floats out of the zone. Vegas has a man out there without a stick for the moment. Minor advantage Seattle as they send it towards Schmidt, who swats it away. Stevenson, Gaudreau pestered, and the defense denied Schmidt. And without a stick, Vegas is able to make the stop. Let's take a look at Schmidt's day. Seattle has not been able to get on the board. A couple good saves on that turn for him, as he has 21 saves on the night. And he has been a brick wall in between the pipes for Vegas so far. .455 to go in the second. 3-0 for Vegas. Seattle wins the faceoff briefly, but then Reinhart takes it away immediately. Reinhart looking for a center, fires, and DeCord says no. 4:38 to go. Face-off just kind of sits there for a moment, but Seattle gains control. 4.5 to go in the period. Here's Lindgren. Centers to the inside, drops it off right, fires, saved by Schmidt. Back behind the net. Kick to the near half wall, controlled by McCann. Tried to send it out in front, good stick by Whitecloud. And Kolasar gets hit along the boards in neutral ice. Floats out to Reinhart. Kolasar drops it off for Megna. Whitecloud now with it, brings it in, keeps it alive, out in front. Reinhart denied by Joey DeCord. Goes into the corner, Howden tried to send it in out in front. Good cutoff by Alexiak. And now here come the Kraken. McCann dangles. McCann drops it off. Evans down the slot. Denied and stopped by Schmidt. 3:23 to go in the period. And another great stop by Schmidt. Face-off control by the Kraken. And this one nearly deflects in, but it's kicked away by Schmidt. Howden to Saad. Fires, save DeCord. Goes into the corner. Saad back behind the net. Out in front. Good stick by Evans. Riker Evans with the defense for the Kraken. Now Matty Beniers centers to Kakko, and that one goes just wide. Vegas will exit the zone again immediately. Up ahead, Saad stays on side. Now Holtz down the seam, cut off, and DeCord stops play. 2:36 to go. Face-off control by Vegas. And now a turnover. Here's Ty Cartier. Head of steam. Good. Poke check before he can get around. Mitch Marner gets cut off hard by Adam Larson. The big cat, as they call him in Seattle. Melanson drops off Winterton. Bobbled on the outside. Taken away by Vegas. Here comes Marner. Marner. Inside pass cut off by Adam Larson. Off the boards, it'll go all the way through. This should be icing, and it will be. Icing on Seattle. Minute 42 to go in the period. Face-off control by Vegas. This one goes in on DeCord, and he stops that one, keeps it alive for Larson. Seattle turns it over. Stone fires, glove down by Joey DeCord. Minute 25 to go in the period. Eichel will face off against Stevenson here in the Seattle end, controlled by the Kraken. And then a turnover. Eichel, one pass too many. Goes into the corner. Tolvanen gets there for the Kraken. Fleury now trying to keep it alive, and they get it out. Chandler Stevenson. Dangles to the inside, fires one well wide. Goes to the far half wall where Eichel digs it out. Hannafin to the near side. Stone bobbles for a moment. Keeps it alive. Fires a long shot, saved by Joey DeCord. 42 seconds to go in the period. Another face-off coming in the Seattle end. It's Eichel and Stevenson again. Eichel wins it. Hannafin on the point. Barbashev on the wing. Trying to send one downstairs. Good cutoff by Fleury. Gaudreau stays alive across the red line. Gaudreau bobbles on the point for the Kraken. Looking for his help to come. Beniers keeps it in. Penalty called. This one on Vegas. Extra skater in for a moment. And we get the whistle. And Seattle gets a power play here towards the end of the second period. It's Barbashev who gets called for the hold on Gaudreau against the boards. So a hold on Barbashev and a penalty upcoming here against Vegas. Man advantage Seattle, and it'll carry over into the third period if they don't score in the next 15 seconds. Face-off controlled by Vegas, and Luzone will flip it up and out as the final seconds tick down here in the second period. Turnover up top. Eichel, one final try for Stone. Bobbles, fires, save DeCorn. Nearly a disaster there for Seattle, but they keep it out. Power play for the Kraken to start the third. They trail 3-0 after 2 here in Vegas. Start of the third period here in Sin City. With Vegas leading 3-0 here over Seattle, the Kraken will have a power play for 1:45 to begin this third period. Vegas wins the face-off, and we're underway here in the third. Short-handed come the Knights. This one blockered down by DeCorn, goes into the corner. Race for the puck back behind the net. Vince Dunn gets there for the Kraken. Just over a minute to go on the penalty. Here come the Seattle. Beniers dangles, drops it off. Tolvanen fires, stick to side. The rebound, score! Chandler Stevenson. And Seattle's on the board. It's a power play goal for number 9. Seattle back within 2. A bunch of bodies out in front. Schmidt could only do so much. He went down to his backside, and that was all she wrote as Chandler Stevenson pokes it in. Oh, it got kicked in by a Knight player, it looked like. It looked like Lazone might have deflected that one into his own net, as Stevenson will get credit for the goal, and Seattle's on the board, and they're back within 2, 34 seconds in to the period. Good stick by Eichel, by Eberle, as Vegas tried to feed it up and in. Capo Kakko, centering pass, intercepted. He gets it back on the doorstep, loose puck. Kakko's got it, up to the point. Larson, over to Dunn, who turns it over to Stone. And now here comes Vegas back the other way, cut off beautifully by Larson. Larson backtracks in his own end. Long pass up ahead to Gaudreau. Gaudreau trying to get around Hannafin, who plays that one well. Hutton now for the Golden Knights, stretches pass to Howden, brings it in for the Knights, sends it on net, and DeCord stops play. And it feels like a little bit of a momentum swing here to start the third period. Seattle takes advantage of the power play, get on the board. Now they're just going to look to carry that momentum. As you can see how close Vegas was right there on the doorstep on Joey DeCord, who's made a lot of good saves in this one, looking to get help from his teammates. Off to a good start in that aspect here in the third. But Vegas has been on the attack all game long, as Seattle looks to gain some momentum here to try to come back in this game. Face-off control by the Kraken in their own end. Here's Catton up ahead for the Kraken. Catton, big hit. On its way in, Hutton delivers the blow. As Hurdle button hooks back, he takes a hit. As Hutton brings it up, fires, save DeCord, goes into the corner. Jared McCann up ahead to Shane Wright. He turns it over at the blue line. Magna backtracks in their own end. Vorofiev keeps it alive, working against McCann, who takes it away. Battle for it on the point. Vegas gains control. Hurdle taken off his stick by Lindgren. Melanson can't handle it. Keeps it alive. Fleury intercepted at the red line by Sissons. Sissons waits for help to come. Sissons fires, save. DeCord might have gotten a piece of it. Lindgren was right there in front. And now here come the Kraken. McCann fires, save by Schmidt. Back into the corner, battle for it. Loose puck out in front. And that one deflects off of Schmidt again as it floats to the near side. Mitch Marner's got it here for Vegas. And they'll exit the zone here with Sissons. Sissons cut off in neutral ice. Sissons keeps it alive. Here's Kolasar who brings it in. Kolasar denied by DeCorn, who pokes it away. Kako brings it up for the Kraken, looking for a center, floats it towards the net, intercepted by Megna. Now Sissons turns back here for the Golden Knights. Sissons keeps it alive, and DeCorn says no on that shot attempt. 15:37 to go in the third. Now let's take a look at Schmidt again, who's made a ton of good saves in this game. Gave up his first goal on a power play to start the period, but he has denied pretty much every single Seattle attempt, except for the one power play goal that they got at the very beginning of this third period, but he has been a brick wall besides that. Face-off won by Seattle. Tolvanen encircles his own net. As he turns it over, Stevenson can't get it out. Bolts keeps it in, fires, and it goes wide. Might have gotten a piece of it out in front defensively for Seattle. And now here comes Gaudreau. Gaudreau poked into the corner. And Vegas will get it out. Bolts across the red line. Brings it up as he tried to button hook back, now just floats it in deep. Jamie Alexiak floats it. Jared McCann pinned against the boards. Seattle keeps it alive for a moment. Now they turn it over as it floats back into the Seattle end. Alexiak's got it. Off the boards to Gaudreau. Brings it up. Gaudreau fires. Stripped aside by Schmidt. Back behind the net. Battle for it in the trapezoid, and Vegas comes out with it. Holtz across the red line. Surrounded by Kraken. Good poke by Alexiak. Pinned against the corner is Alexiak. He turns it over. Saad turns it back over. Alexiak up ahead. Gaudreau stays on side. Stevenson denied by Schmidt. 13:43 to go in the third. Face-off control by Vegas in their own end. Barbashev exits, crosses the red line. Barbashev feeds it in around the board. To the other side, Vince Dunn there for the Kraken. Adam Larsson keeps it alive through center. And Larsson, the defenseman, brings it up. Taking it into the slot, intercepted by White Cloud, and Vegas gets it out of the zone. Dunn tried to feed it in. Megna gains control here for Vegas. Stone to the near side, and Barbashev. Shielded by Dunn. Eichel now. Stone fires off of the underside of the glove of DeCorn. Goes into the corner. Larson up ahead to Cartier. Now Melanson. Melanson feeds it in. Takes a hit. Floats all the way through. Eichel gets there here for Vegas. And he turns it over. Larson keeps it in. Floats it back deep. Eichel circles back here for the Knights, and he will exit the zone. Eichel works it up ahead. Dangles away around Larson, who takes it away. Good defense by the big cat. Matty Beniers. Head of steam up ahead. Beniers takes it in. Centering pass intercepted by Hutton. Beniers now out in front. That one might have hit off of Schmidt. Seattle's had opportunities, but Schmidt has been a brick wall in between the pipes. Barbashev cut off by Larson again, who's playing a great game defensively for the Kraken. Wright cut off by Hutton. Vegas turns back the other way. Reinhart fires, save, rebound, goes through. Dorofiev keeps it alive, then turns it over. Shane Wright tried to split defenders, taken away by Vegas again. Barbashev tried to send it in on net. Good cut off by Larson again, who turned it over, and DeCorn heads up play to stop it with 10:39 to play. Face-off control by Seattle. And Kaka will exit the zone here for Seattle to the near side, and Eberle drops it off Beniers. Couldn't get a clean one off. In the slot, a shot denied by Schmidt. Jordan Eberle let it fly that time for the Kraken. Now Marner up ahead to Hannafin. He fires off the glove of DeCorn. Big hit in the corner by Alexiak. Dorofiev keeps it alive and now turns it over to Kako. Jordan Eberle. Beniers Into the slot, floats on net. Oh, it almost snuck through. Back behind the net. Into the corner it goes. Vegas gets there as we're over halfway through this third period in a 2-goal game. Hannafin, poke checked on his way in. Vegas keeps it alive. Hurdle gets hit by Gaudreau. Alexiak gets there. That was Lindgren who delivered that hit, excuse me. And now here he comes. Lindgren tried to drop it off, kept in by Stevenson. Stevenson into the slot. Eberle fires, save, Schmidt. 8:58 to go in the third. Face-off control by Seattle. Lindgren, top of the slot, fires, Bucker down. The rebound out in front, controlled by the Golden Knights. Kolesar. Sissons drops it off. Reinhart fires, score! Cole Reinhart! And it's a 3-goal lead for the Golden Knights once again. Just found the open lane and took it. Decord looks like he might have lost his footing. He did, as he falls straight down. No chance. And it's a 3-goal lead for the Knights over halfway through this third period. (4-1) our score here in Vegas. Catton brings it up ahead for Seattle. He's cut off as it floats back behind the net for Wright. Out in front, denied by Schmidt. 8:16 to go in the third. Face-off controlled by Vegas. Just over 8 to play here in the third and a 3-goal lead. Fed in deep, back behind the net. Lindgren for Seattle, Saad for Vegas, keeps it alive for the Golden Knights. Kept in on the near side. Holtz centering pass. Blocked out in front by Fleury. And here comes the Kraken back the other way with Catton. Catton fires, saves, Schmidt stays in play. Under 7.5 to go in the third. Holtz drops it off into the slot. Loose puck down on the doorstep, denied by Decord. Cartier back the other way for the Kraken. He gets cut off by Hannafin. Vegas has played excellent defense in this game. Seattle just not having hardly any opportunities to finish possessions. Howden back in for the Knights. Trying to center it to the inside. Good cut off by Lindgren. Into the corner along the half wall, and Fleury escapes the pack with it. Capo Caco gets around Kolesar. Centering pass to Beniers. Beniers dangles. Into the slot. Fires, save, Schmidt. Another stop for the Vegas goaltender. Face-off controlled by the Knights. They'll get it out with Barbashev leading the charge. Barbashev cut off in the inside by Larson. And Seattle will get it out. Tolvanen cut off by Megna. And another turnover for Seattle. Here's Barbashev up top, Eichel. Eichel tried to get away around Dunn. Button hooks back, a shot from the up top. It's Stone who let it fly, and Decord says no again. 5.5 to go. Face-off controlled by Seattle. Stevenson just sends it up out of the zone. Icing call. .5:19 to go in the third. 3-goal game in favor of the Golden Knights. Face-off not very cleanly won by Seattle. Gaudreau. Right wing. Gaudreau to the point, and Larson lets it fly, and it's gloved down again by Schmidt. 4:56 to go here in the third. Face off in the Vegas end, controlled by Seattle. On the doorstep, Beniers couldn't get it through. Good cutoff by Eichel, who sends it in deep. And icing called. 4:38 to go. Face off this time in the Vegas end, controlled by the Knights. A turnover. Beniers denied again by Schmidt. What a night! Seattle wins the face-off, and an intercept on the outside by White Cloud. Mitch Marner dangles, fires, save, Decor. Riker Evans gets the rebound for the Kraken. Jordan Eberle head of steam up ahead. Eberle drops it off, Beniers. Now Evans brings it in. Off a body out in front, the rebound as Kakko sent it towards the net, and he didn't have any luck. Dorofiev. Button hooks back, sends it in around the boards to Marner behind the net. And the trapezoid out in front, intercepted by Beniers, and Seattle will get it out. Eberle tried to send a shot in. Now he does, and another stop by Schmidt. He's a machine. Another face-off here in the Vegas end, controlled by Beniers. This one tipped in the slot to the near side. Big hit delivered by Capo Kakko. Centering pass to Eberle, who flings it towards the net. Schmidt denies him again. Under 3 to play. Face-off controlled by Seattle again. On the point, Alexiak. High blocker saved by Schmidt. Eberle back up to the point, and Alexiak lets it fly again. Tip try out in front, and Schmidt keeps it out again. What a night for Schmidt. No pun intended for the Golden Knights. Seattle wins another faceoff. McCann tried to let it fly, and he whipped. Kolasar back up. Kolasar whipped on his way in. Gets it back and denied by Decor. 2:14 to go in the third. What a game for the Golden Knights. It has felt like they have been in control pretty much all game long, as they lead 4-1. Seattle's one goal came on a power play at the very beginning of the third. Decor denies another shot. Seattle wins the faceoff in their own end. 2 minutes to play and an intercept in center. Jared McCann to the near side, and Lindgren. 2 minutes to play. Lindgren fires off a block out in front. Howden now for the Knights. Dangles back, cut off by Lindgren. Shane Wright bobbles for a moment, but gets it out to McCann. Jared McCann dangles to the outside. Working it into the corner, now Lindgren on the wing. Fires, saved by Schmidt. Vegas will get there again, just over a minute to go. Out into the other side, and Sad sends it on net to Decord. Stops play with 59 seconds to go. Vegas wins the faceoff. Taking it into the slot, Decord finds the puck. 53 seconds to go. Face-off in the Kraken end, controlled by Seattle. And Larson feeds up to Melanson. Melanson tried to take it to the slot. Turned over again. And now Vegas can just waste time as Melanson takes it away from Eichel. Winterton brings it up ahead for Seattle, fires a shot and another save for Schmidt. 29 seconds to go. So Vegas is going to get the win here tonight at home, here over the Kraken. As Larson fires and another save by Schmidt. This is unreal. Face-off control by Vegas as the final seconds wind down. We're down to 20. Barbashev button hooks back. One-timer out in front, but rebound controlled by Seattle. 10 seconds to go. And now a turnover. Barbashev fires, blocked down, the rebound onto Cord, stays out. And that will do it here in Vegas. It's a masterclass by the Golden Knights. And Schmidt was sensational in between the pipes. A 4-1 Golden Knight victory here over the Seattle Kraken in Sin City. And these fans can go celebrate on the Strip tonight as Vegas wins it here on this Saturday night. They dominated this game. They struck first and never looked back. Schmidt made some sensational saves in this game. The only goal for Seattle came on a power play at the very beginning of the third. Other than that, just straight masterclass in between the pipes. Vegas wins it 4-1 here over Seattle. Good night from Sin City.